When you come to the range, please ensure that you arrive with your firearm and equipment stowed in a safe manner, either in a holster or unloaded inside a gun box or bag. Do not clear your weapons at the vehicle. We will get you clear at a safe area or on the line. Remember to bring your eye and ear protection. If possible, invest in a quality set of ear protection. This will make hearing instructions easier and make the range safer. If you're going to the clearing barrel with your weapon in a container, have the muzzle pointing downrange when you open the container. If it isn't, just orient it downrange. Get your weapon out, point it down into the clearing barrel, remove all magazines. Then you can rack the slide several times, ensuring that you get the chamber completely clear. Lock the slide to the rear. Do a visual and physical inspection of the weapon to make sure that you know it's empty and safe. Once you're satisfied that it's empty and safe, you can close the slide and pull the trigger on an empty chamber. Once you're satisfied that it's completely clear and empty, you can go to your holster. All right, shooters, assuring your eyes and ears are in place, we're going to get you cleared out. Go ahead and draw your weapons, point it down range. If you have a mag in the magazine well, drop it to the ground for me. Rack that slide back and forth several times violently. Now lock it to the rear. Do a visual and physical inspection of that chamber and magazine well to ensure you have an empty and safe weapon. If you are satisfied that it's empty and safe, go ahead and point it downrange, drop the slide, and pull the trigger on an empty chamber. Very good. Now you can holster. After everyone has been cleared with a safe and empty weapon and has holstered their weapon, you can load magazines at the loading tables or on the line when instructed to do so. All right, folks, once you're on the line ready to shoot, I'm going to go over the 4 basic safety rules, and these rules are paramount. At any time, I don't care what skill level you are at, whether you're a police officer or a civilian, we have to adhere to these 4 basic safety rules. So once you've got your weapon in your hand, what do? We treat all weapons as if they're loaded at all times. I know I cleared this weapon earlier, but I can't assume that it's completely clear at this point in time. So at any point I've got a weapon in my hand, I'm going to treat this weapon as if it's loaded at all times, no matter where I am, whether I'm on the line or whether I'm at a clearing barrel or whether I'm at home getting ready to clean my weapon. Your second basic safety rule is always keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction. Well, out here on the range, I know where that is. That's towards the berm, downrange. But if you're at home, where is that safe area? If you're in an apartment, where is that safe area? It needs to be somewhere that would cause the least amount of damage and or threat to human life as possible. So here on the range, it's the berm, obviously. But if I'm at home cleaning my weapon, I find a wall or in front of my safe or out a window towards a tree line where there's no housing or people, and that would be the safest place to point that weapon if I'm getting ready to clear it and clean it. All right, third basic safety rule is always be aware of your target and what's beyond it. Obviously, we're not going to be shooting inside the house, so that's not an issue. So back out here on the range, I know because this range is set up, I've got a large berm here, which is downrange, and since we're in the corner, I've got another high berm over here. So I know that my target, if I set a target up here, if it goes through the target, it's going to go into the berm, which is a safe area for it to go. Above that berm, that's another reason why we have to keep muzzle discipline. We have to keep our muzzles at or below the top of the berm, or at any range, wherever that is. If you're in an indoor range, obviously if you went above your target, you're going to hit some of their equipment that takes the target in to and from. But out here in the outdoor range, if we were to let a round go and it goes over the berm, well, where's it going to go? We know there's a long way past this berm where they've got housing, but at no time can we expect that this round's going to just cut short. It's going to go into somebody's neighborhood, and that could hurt or kill someone. All right, and our fourth basic safety rule is keeping your finger off the trigger and outside the trigger guard until you are up on target and ready to shoot. That goes for any time at any place, especially out here on the range at Paulding County. When I tell you to, as an instructor, or when any other instructor tells you to draw and fire, clear your holster and orient down range, and at that point does your finger go to the trigger, because you know you're expected to shoot at that point. Once you come off of a target, your finger comes back outside the trigger guard. This is paramount here. So at no time do we put our finger inside the trigger guard and on the trigger unless we know we're getting ready to shoot and what our target is, what's beyond it. So to recap these 4 basic safety rules: treat all weapons as if they're loaded at all times. At any point in time that you're holding a weapon, it's always loaded. Keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction. Where is that safe direction? Like I said, depends on where you're at. Out here at the range, my safe direction is straight down range. Not up, not down, not towards anybody to my right or left. Knowing my target and what's beyond it. That's rule number 3. So out here, obviously know where my target is, what's beyond it, we have a berm. And number 4, most important, keep your finger off the trigger and outside the trigger guard until I am up or we are up on target and ready to fire. Okay, also once you're on the line, we've got the 4 basic safety rules down. You may hear me or another instructor refer to not breaking the 180. In law enforcement, we've got multiple shooters on the line. This is my 180. This is 180 from top to bottom. That's down range. This is up range. You're gonna hear people say, don't break the 180. Even at the 180, I'm gonna get far, far, far too close to pointing towards someone to my left since I'm a right-handed shooter. So what I wanna emphasize here on this range and in law enforcement is let's keep it at a 45 degrees out in front of you from here on either side. That way, if I do turn my weapon slightly at a 45, I'm nowhere near my partner to my left or my right. Okay, so one of the most common things I see on the range, once they're done shooting, they come into a compressed ready to do either a reload or clear their weapon. The most common thing I see is, like from a right-handed shooter, is people that need more power with their hands and their arms. They tend to turn the gun at almost a 100 or 45 degrees, which is breaking the 180. You're pointing directly at your partner to your left, and they want to clear or do a reload here and manipulate the slide. That's not what we're doing here. We're not going to do that. We're not going to tolerate that. If you are that person and you need to come into a position of power, you're compressed ready, and manipulate from here, you turn your body. Muzzle stays exactly where it was pointed the whole time, down range. You turn your body, do your manipulations, whatever you need to do with the weapon, and then you turn your body back towards down range. Remember folks, the most fun day on the range is when you put safety first.